Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call the March meeting to order. Top of the morning to all of you. First thing on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the February 17th meeting.
I'd like to make a, if I can find it. Oh, this is the wrong bundle. A minor adjustment to something about what I said. It should not be hard to find because I marked it in the margin. Okay, on page 4 of the packet, third paragraph, Knopp asked about virtual events for the speaker series. Lundy said he has attended events like this when he is the only person there. I think what I really said was something like that I was almost the only person there other than from the organization that was presenting the talk, such as Watershed Council or the Soil and Weed or whatever, and representative of the 12 days organization, which was usually Barb.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to boil that down, but
Do you have enough to?
Yeah, I would suggest, when he said he has attended events like this or when he is almost the only person there, except for official representatives of involved organizations.
Okay.
much better. Yeah, everything else looked like what I remember.
Any other revisions?
I move to approve the minutes as amended.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're fine, Betty. Anita, I'm not sure I heard from you.
Aye.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay, do we have any public comment?
We did not have any requests to speak this morning.
Okay, and I see Jan's on the phone. Okay, great. Okay, thanks. Next, we have the monthly State of the Parks report.
This is sort of a 2-month
Right.
report because I wasn't here last month. And the first thing I'd like to mention is I'll respond. I see Randy Neal had public comment last month. I'd like to respond that the pickleball nets, actually, we've ordered 4 pickleball nets and they're here. We have them. I
Right.
wasn't going to put them out until the pickleball lines get painted and we're going to wash the whole court. However, I'll talk to Trevor and Aaron. I can put them out sooner than that.
No, we're gonna leave them. We're gonna leave them. We're not gonna install them until after we get the painting done. And
when's the painting gonna happen?
we need some nice weather. We need at least 55 to 60 degrees and sunshine in order for it to paint to adhere. So I'm watching weather, trying to make this happen as soon as possible. But
Okay,
We'll keep you posted, but the city is going to provide 4 nets for all 4 courts.
great.
Awesome.
Okay, moving on. We started clearing the blowdowns off of the Ecfr footpath. Probably got about halfway down, about 20 trees. We have blown down and blocked the path. So that's kind of an annual semi-annual event. The ADA ramp at the Tolavana Wayside is going to be cleared of debris tomorrow. And it plugs up with the winter storms show up in December or so. We just leave it closed for the winter. It wasn't trying to clean. We're clearing it out every 4 or 5 days. But it'll be cleared tomorrow and then we'll keep it clear. The new Clatterbridge component at the main park playground has been installed. That was a little interesting. I reinstalled a component called a fling swing at the playground at the RV resort. That was removed due to some safety concerns a while ago, and management's changed their mind. It's nothing, everything's fine, but that's back up, which makes that just a little bit better playground. Around the Lagoon Loop Trail, we replaced 10 of the 14 interpretive signs, the ones that Cellular Cap did. They were just repair, wearing out, corners are folding up, some cracking. Anyway, we got all new ones from our sign shop.
Wow.
So I have a supply. I have a replacement one for every sign stored. And then also replace the 10 of the 14 that needed replacement. So
Good.
the interpretive sign issue is it's not a concern for years to come.
Good.
Right.
I did remove 8 duplicate signs about tennis court rules and regulations. That was Bob's request because it didn't reference pickleball. It's over signage. There's 2 signs on each gate. They were similar. There's too many rules. I'm working with Ecfr. We're gonna pull back on all that signage. If you can take down 8 signs and not have to replace.
There were so many signs up there, it was crazy.
Mhm.
We can address that when as need be, maybe, or
Sure.
Good.
we'll keep you posted, but
It's just,
if you can remove 8 signs and not put them back, it's kind of cool. And if we did, it would be something like tennis court, tennis and pickleball only, something simple,
I was shocked at how many signs he brought back.
I think there was a segment of the tennis players who wanted to reinforce these original signs, so I forget who they talked into getting new ones, but
Yeah.
I think I put them up but never took.
No rhyme or reason to it, just a ton of signs, so it's cleaned
I
up.
think people tend to read them more when there's less,
Or simpler, or
Yeah.
You probably noticed that the orange public art bench over here at the Midtown restroom has been reinstalled. It was refinished and newly powder coated. It was gone for a month or more, and that's back now, and looks brand new again, so. And Stymie and I fixed the in-house repair job at the ski park. It was concrete patch, so some water seeps into this one seam, kind of a different part of and bust off a few pieces of concrete. It was kind of weird, but we decided to tackle it ourselves, and it was successful. The flower baskets have been ordered for the season, and some regular ongoing winter landscape projects. I just get the fertilizer. We started doing that. I put a new sod behind the bandstand, doing some pruning, and I've killed the ivy off probably over 100 trees in the last month or so.
Wow.
So here and there, I'm mostly down on the forest reserve. The Sitka Spruce Reserve along 2nd Street, trail behind by the conference center, the back trail. Anyway, everything's okay, and I'll answer any questions or
I've got something,
elaborate. Go ahead, Trevor.
I found out some information about Will Park this morning. We're gonna try to pour that steps and the sidewalks after spring break sometime.
Great.
Concrete guy just received the color for the concrete, so at least we have that. And then we'll try to time it with weather after spring break to get that poured back. So I'll get that wrapped up as soon as possible.
And a miniature pocket park at the Waves too.
Yeah, we're gonna put a bench in over there and a little sliver of property we own by Waves.
We have 2 new benches and 4 new trash cans forthcoming from our manufacturer. It's been a long time. We don't need them. It's a backup, but we'll be down to no extras at one point. So that'd be nice to have those on hand.
Great.
And again, if benches and trash cans, you have to worry about those for years to come either.
Right. Bruce, would you like to add something to this,
Yes,
to the state of the parks?
the state of the park, and I don't know I don't know if it's considered officially a park or whatever, but the elementary school, we are starting at 8 o'clock and ending at 9:30. We're in the market to sell our bonds. And so we should know by about 10:30 or so.
Today?
Yes, today.
Oh.
And we had a meeting yesterday, kind of a pre-meeting for the sale. And the conclusion of that meeting is, well, we wish we sold them the day before.
The case.
That is, that project is moving.
Good.
And we expect to hire the architect on April 5th.
And are we still having a special meeting for that, or?
No, that'll be the regular meeting.
Okay, great, good. Anybody have any questions of any of our state reporters?
Yes, I'm wondering if anybody from staff has looked at the Welcome to Cannon Beach sign at the north entrance and evaluated its condition and who's.
We can all talk about that.
Yeah, we've been That's been an issue for a while. The TAC, which is the Tourism and Arts, it wasn't you folks, it was Tourism and Arts, right? Tourism and Arts granted the chamber $44,000 to replace the north and south sign. So that's in their hands right now.
So the
Is that
chambers,
a recent development?
It was information that none of us in the room
Oh,
realized.
gotcha.
last
Okay.
month's
Yeah,
meeting.
we realized that that was something that had been done previously. So that was last year's grant. I don't know. We're coming around to the point where new grants are going to be coming up. I don't know if they'll be able to get it done through the summer. If they don't, the grant will come back and then we'll go ahead and rethink it. But there is somebody supposed to be working on the signs and north and south.
so that's the Chamber of Commerce is actually in charge of the signs?
The original signs were owned by the Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
The Chamber of Commerce bought them. The Chamber of Commerce worked with ODOT and put them up. They
Okay.
were never a city sign.
Okay,
We removed the south sign when it blew over, the city did. But again, it's a chamber responsibility.
okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, very good to know. Okay, anybody, anything else? Okay, thanks, everyone. There were some tree removals, applications and information in our packets. Anybody have any questions on those?
I'd like to talk about one of the trees, the one that's on the nature trail over by the conference center. We're gonna be removing a section of that tree, the upper portion of that tree. We're gonna start April 4th and 5th. We're gonna have to get a crane in there, so it's gonna be quite a big show. And I'm gonna have to shut that section of trail down while we have a crane there and guys up in the air with chainsaws. One of the requests in the report from the arborist was to try to drop the top section of the tree into the creek for fish habitat. My tree cutter is not comfortable with that at all, and he gets the final say since he's the one up in the air, so that portion will be removed.
Okay.
Approximately 25 feet of the tree will stay intact, and he'll cut a little birdhouse in the top of it and keep it for stabilization.
Oh, good. Okay,
Okay? And we're gonna plant, I think 2 trees has been dictated to plant back, so we'll plant some, maybe those cedars we got and
Good.
put them in there.
okay,
Okay, but the trail, it will post it on Facebook.
Yep.
But that section of trail will be shut down.
okay.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? Anita?
Yeah. So just trying to get familiar with the row tree removal process. I noticed on that for the notice that was posted that it says 1 Sitka spruce, but according to the arborist, there are going to be 2 trees removed in that section.
There's one tree being removed, and there's a section of trees adjacent to it that we're gonna trim up because the wind patterns are gonna change once this top of this tree is removed. So we have to do some thinning in the adjacent trees because they will be affected with the wind pattern after that top is removed.
Okay.
One tree, okay, I want to repeat what Trevor said. One tree is getting removed. An adjacent tree is going to have its sail reduced because it's going to be exposed to more wind with the first tree being removed. So it's pruning of one tree and removal of one tree.
Okay, well, I went and looked at the trees, and I'm not an arborist, but it looks like the one tree leaning isn't really going to damage any property. It's going to fall into the creek for the reason that it's being removed. And then the other tree is a 3-pronged tree that's quite a bit bigger. It doesn't really seem to be in the line of wind patterns from the removal of the one Sitka. So I'm just curious, if there's going to be any repaving, because obviously there's root damage to the pathway, or and then I also wonder if you're going to remove all those trees, if the potential for people falling into the creek is going to increase.
I don't see people falling into the creek. I don't see that being an option. Yes, there'll
The
be
wind is going to
asphalt.
remove the trees, so that's a possibility.
And the asphalt, yes, will have to be replaced and reestablished because of the damage that's been occurred from the uproot of that tree leaning towards the creek.
If you let the tree that's leaning fall over by itself, it's going to pull the dike apart and rip it and pull that trail into the creek. That's huge. You don't want to That's a man-made dike built after the tsunami. We need to maintain that dike.
Sure,
And this tree is jeopardizing the integrity of the dike.
sure.
And as far as crown pruning a tree, that's good for it.
Okay. So does the committee ever go on site to look at some of the right-of-way tree removals that are being applied for?
I would hope that all of us would, when we get our packet.
Yeah,
Look.
because I noticed that the
We
application
don't
was,
do it as a committee. We
yeah,
go individually.
yeah.
And I would expect that we have all done that.
Site
Yeah.
visit.
Site
But
visits.
it wasn't in the February packet, that the application that was submitted on the 31st. And the notice went up on the 15th. And our meeting was on the 17th, and I didn't see anything in the packet that indicated that there was an application for row tree removal. And then the 10 days expired, and I'm not sure who approves. I don't know who the signature is on the application for approval with the recommendation for 2 replants, thankfully. But I'm just trying to get familiar with the process and be a little more involved on the decisions to remove trees in the public right of way.
Okay. So the signature on that form is,
So I sign as an applicant,
Right.
the office report, the maps. And then Kelsey, Jeff Adams is the last one to sign off on it. And he's the one that
Okay.
dictates plant back. If the arborist hasn't dictated a plant back, if Jeff feels there needs to be a plant back, Jeff will put that in
Okay.
the report itself.
So then one final thing, would those trees be come under the stream corridor protection ordinance in any way?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, that's ordinance 17.70.020, stream corridor protection.
and if Anita needed more information for that, who,
Jeff, probably.
I guess Jeff, because he's the final person that signs off on it.
so it would, you probably need to have a conversation with Jeff Adams.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Sure. And then you want to report your findings back to us next month?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Right, thank you.
Any other questions on the process or the report that we have in our packet?
Nope.
Okay. Then the next item on the agenda is the Heritage Trees Program, and I would assume we're still waiting for the return of.
He's getting close.
Getting close. Okay, so we keep that on the agenda just for an update
Yep.
of when we can meet with the arborist.
Aware of what
Which is our
plans we have him, and he's trying his best.
Okay, great. So anybody have any other comments on that? Okay, then next we have the Ecfr update, and I believe we had some work on the signs. And
We've got a proposal, some language that was brought up by Bob, and I was gonna have a conversation with him after the meeting.
okay,
Betty's not here, but I'd like to
she's here in the, yeah,
that we got some modifications to the signs that Bob is requesting, and
We divvied up the responsibilities that I think Betty was, I said that I had edits that I wanted to make to the wording. And Betty, on how did we describe?
Well, actually, Bob, what I thought we were talking about was reimagining the sign, the welcoming sign, and making it reflect the sacredness of the site. And I didn't really think we were just going to edit what was already there. So I think we still have a lot of talking to do.
Okay, well, we can do it.
okay. Anything else to report on signs from either of you? And then any progress on the Blackberry project? You guys looked at
we got seedlings,
the seedlings.
so we can,
Okay, so we're gonna,
you guys, I got the location down on Pacific,
that we're
on Kenai,
doing this
that we're
for
doing.
the 12 days.
We have that blank slate up there, and we have the seedlings for it, so
You mean next to the
Cash site.
cash site? Yeah, as I reminded you guys 2 months ago, there's 25 spruce trees growing in there,
Right,
so.
yeah. So when we get down to the 12 days item on the agenda, maybe we want to have a second tree planting by the cache site during the 12 days.
Just
That'd be nice.
going back a half a minute, just to be clear on the record, I did go ahead and do a markup on the signage and send a copy of that to Trevor and Betty. Did I send you a copy of that also?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, and I brought, in case anybody wanted to look at it, I brought a copy.
Okay. But then you're going to continue to work with
Absolutely.
Trevor. Okay, great. Okay. Yes?
Yes. For the ECFR update, we've been notified that the power company will be coming in and doing their trimming, cutting back through the corridor.
Okay.
We will be meeting with them and comparing notes. And, but it'll be their project. They have the right to use the roads, improve the roads, whatever happens. Okay,
And how soon is that going to take
I
place?
don't know.
Okay,
They've started, they're gonna be starting from Highway 26 and headed to the ECFR.
okay,
They're predicting about 3 weeks to get to the ECFR. And they don't imagine that they're gonna be accessing the ECFR through our gate.
right.
They'll be accessing it through Greenwood's property up there
Mhm.
to do their trimming.
Okay.
Okay,
So do you expect that there'd be a closure during?
no,
Okay,
this is in their protected corridor that they have the right of way to do
okay,
what they need to do.
okay. Any questions?
They're keeping me in the loop this whole
Good.
process.
Good.
Okay,
Okay. Everybody okay with all that? Betty?
I have a question about, actually, I have a question about the Blackberry Project.
Sure.
I know we've talked about having volunteers be part of it. I was wondering if something could start happening in April. But I'm really new to this, so I'm not sure how we get our volunteers and how we would, how it would all work out. So I would love some help on that.
So I think we'll discuss that when we get down to the 12 days, because I'm
Okay.
thinking we make that an event, but more for the adult.
That would be great.
population.
That would be really great. Okay.
Good. Okay, and then next we have,
Before we move on from
Sorry.
ECFR, we had talked about doing a tour with Barry Sims.
Yes.
And we're thinking following the May committee meeting might be a good target for that because the weather will be a little bit nicer.
plus we're waiting for everybody to be back.
Correct, everybody to be back. And then the April meeting is right during the middle of 12 days. So we thought it might be a little bit busy at that point. So we're working with Barry to see if after the committee's May meeting, when everybody's back in town, when 12 days is over, when the weather's nicer, we can get that tour moving forward.
That's a tricky day for me. I go to work straight from
So do
here.
I.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't have to be on a meeting day.
Yeah.
Possibly it might
Find
be
a time to go.
a different day.
That can work.
So Betty, when are you, I assume you're not down right now.
Yeah, I'm not in town. Well, we're coming back for the month of April, and then I'm going to be gone for a little bit in May, but I'll be back by the end of May. So
Okay, and I think most of us thought a Monday would be a good day. So maybe a Monday in May, and we'll talk more about it at the April meeting. Does that work? Everybody? Okay, great. Okay, then I don't think there's any updates on the, our project priorities. I
no,
think we've got that all
I mean,
kind of
in progress.
figured out. So then, of course, the big event, the 12 days birthday. First, I'd like to thank everyone that is, that sent updates and that is working on all the different projects. I think probably the first thing we should do is just have each of the groups give a little report on their updates. And then we have a couple of things that we want to talk about with the schedule. And did everybody get Les's start of the schedule? So first off, Betty, you want to talk, and Anita, you want to talk about street fair? Great. You guys have done a great job of getting it going.
So Anita and I met and we worked out a plan. And one of the things we were talking about for next year would be maybe instead of just doing a street fair, we would have the street fair. Well, I don't have to bring this up now. I can bring it up later, but the quick idea is instead of doing it in the street in Cannon Beach, we would have more of an event on the beach or in the forest where if the sea turtles were having a cleanup, we could be part of that kind of thing. But this year, what we thought we would do is have the sea turtles people come and then they would talk about their cleanup and then everybody could go join in. And then also the Haystack Rock people are doing puff and watch and also helping with the beach cleanup. So we would be encouraging people that come to the fair to be part of our community and helping us keep our community eco-friendly. So that was our thought. And we're going to have a booth also that would be bringing eco-awareness to people. We would be giving out recipes for green cleaning. I was going to talk to Trevor, or Anita, did you get a chance to talk to Trevor?
Not yet.
Okay, about giving away trees at our booth. And I was hoping that the Nature Conservancy would be doing the giveaway trees, but they can't make it this year. So basically, we would just be doing eco-awareness kind of activities at our booth. And then we have the other booths that are going to be encouraging people to get involved with activities that are on the beach this year. So that was our plan.
Okay, and have you done all of the paperwork with the different groups in terms of their waivers and?
I sent Kelsey the addresses and so she's going to send that out. So and I'm not sure about, what about street closing? Do I need to fill out a paper for that? Is that correct?
I wanted to discuss that. You know,
Okay,
where are we gonna be shutting down? I mean, is it first
it's
or second?
where we did it last year, so, or 3 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, second between Spruce and Hemlock.
Second between Spruce and Hemlock,
And what date are we gonna shut this down?
the 23rd.
For a couple hours or so.
What time are we gonna start?
We're going to start at
11.
11, but we're going to start setups at 10,
Okay, and when
it'll
can we done?
1 o'clock.
Okay, because I'm gonna go talk to the businesses
Okay,
in that area.
Yep.
Is there a volunteer on the committee that wants to come with me to discuss the closure with the businesses?
When will it be?
Before the 23rd.
I think we should do it before the 23rd too.
I could go with you, but I'm not in town right now. I'm going to be back about the first week in April.
I don't mind going and doing it by myself.
I
That's
can go.
just like when I do utility upgrades or anything. But I want to give these business owners a heads up that this is coming.
Right, because there's at least one new owner that I can think of, yeah.
Right, right.
So you want me to just
Anita-
handle it?
Anita said she would.
You want to do it, Anita?
Good.
Sure.
You want to give me a call here at City Hall? We'll schedule a date and time. I can pull up
Okay.
my calendar and we can discuss the date and time and we can just go out there and do it.
Okay, sounds good,
Okay.
Trevor.
Yeah, let us know if there's any issues
Of course.
after you do that.
You're
Okay,
gonna want the street closed at how early in the morning, at 7 a.m. or?
right, yeah.
Well,
I mean, we have to think back to
Well, I mean,
when we,
we'll have to discuss if they have deliveries that day. You know, I want to be cautious of deliveries and let them get in and out in the morning.
okay.
But you're gonna set up by 10, so if we got to get the street closed down, maybe by 9.
do you remember when, we've done it in that location once, but
Right.
it's been
A while.
a couple of
I
years.
come to work at 7, I drive around, I put.
That's what I
cones
thought.
out At the end of the parking lot and I put cones out there, but it was pretty informal. I've just followed Trevor's direction.
Once I get the feel of the business owners there
Okay.
for the deliveries, because I want them to have their deliveries in the morning. And then we can shut it down right
I
after.
used to block off that little parking lot to set up for the parade, but I don't know if that's all that necessary. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah,
Do we want to have signage, temporary signage to tell people not to park? along that
I'll
block.
be discussing that with the business owners there.
Okay.
I don't know if we need.
There isn't a whole lot of people parked over there to begin with in the mornings as it is. I'm just worried about delivery trucks.
Good.
Okay, yeah.
Product in.
And the trade's the same day, right?
Right.
I'm jumping the gun.
Yeah.
So just between, second between Hemlock and Spruce,
Yes.
just like the Ferrari Club or
Yep.
whatever.
Right, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So anything else on the street fair?
I'm just wondering if it would be possible to have just like a little notice or write-up that we could give to the businesses as well, Trevor, that just kind of, gets them excited about what we're doing and why we're doing that, so that they have something to look at, rather than if there's not a manager or owner on premise when we stop by that.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to write up something if you'd like and bring it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Sinclair kind of helping with the marketing, he may have.
He might have
He's
something.
already working on that
Right,
could be printed out.
right.
Okay, that'd be great.
Yeah, we'll leave that to you.
Okay,
Just give me a call, Anita, and we'll schedule a date that works for you. I'll adjust my schedule. Okay?
okay. Well, I'm pretty open, Trevor, so
Okay.
I'll call you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, everyone. Okay, Bob, would you like to talk about?
Okay, I'll read you the email that I sent to Kelsey if it's not too long. Let's see.
Or just give us the highlights. Tell us when the parade's going to be.
It's going to be April 23rd from, I've got 11 to 1. That's probably going to be from about 11 to 11:15, something like that.
It'll start at 11 and when it's over, it's over.
Starts at 11 and after we've walked a couple blocks, it'll be over.
Yep.
We will stage in the parking lot that is by Pacific Coast at the north. Excuse me, I never got an eyelash in my, and I do.
The city parking lot.
In the city
there to
parking lot there.
Yeah.
And walk up to about to the parking lot of US Bank.
Okay, so the same route that we
And
had.
then disperse and probably, we hope head down to the street fair.
Okay. Did you want to say something?
And I will discuss with you and possibly, I haven't gotten in touch with the LEA to see if they've got pictures that I can look at from earlier parades to refresh my memory about who's been in it. Remember, Ecfr has always had a strong preference. Anyway, and so forth. I'll
Okay.
So you're gonna start at the Fishbone parking lot there.
start what?
At
Right, Third and B.
parking lot there, and you're gonna walk Third Street, Hemlock, down to the bank,
Yes.
and that's it?
Maybe just past, maybe the half a block past there, but yeah, probably just the main parking lot.
Well, the one time we had the street fair in the street, instead of US Bank, we walked back down.
Okay, we can do
to the
that.
street fair.
I'm just gonna give PD a heads up.
Right.
I will.
There's a permit.
Yeah.
I think there's a permit you need to.
I was just checking with Kelsey who I should run it
Okay.
past. That's basically a
Yeah.
draft at the moment, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll have the committee.
Yes, I will get in touch with them for sure.
Okay,
Yeah. We're trying to work with you guys, but we don't expect you to do all the work.
thank you.
Yeah.
For a change.
I mean, at least that's how I feel. We're working together, but we're not
The only thing you're asking for us
doing
is
everything.
barricades to shut down the street and pay to work with Anita about finding business owners.
Correct.
Other than that,
Yeah. Well, I mean, we always have, Kirk gets us the tables, so like for the street fair, so we'll let you know how many tables and chairs. we need.
No one's talked about that yet, but
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
curious to hear something about it.
Right.
Probably, I'll work with Philomena for us to borrow tents from,
Well, no, that's the street fair, so that Betty and Anita are gonna do that. And
I'm saying to use farmer's market.
well, I think we're asking Betty and Anita are asking the participants if they need a tent.
Yes,
Yeah, and then,
and some will.
yeah. And there really won't, I don't think there's gonna be as many booths as
Probably not.
There has been.
And there were,
So by the morning of the 22nd, someone give me a number of tables. and
Yeah.
chairs.
yes.
Yeah. Betty and Nita will. Okay.
Yes, we will.
So anything else on the parade? Bob? You're
Uh,
under control?
I think so. I will, I'm planning to get together, make contact with the Astorian and Gazette staff to publicize it a bit, and I'll work with you to coordinate that with public
And less.
Les is our marketer, so.
and with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. And I would assume Les is gonna watch the meeting, so he'll know.
He's just flying right now.
Right.
Hey, maybe they've got Wi-Fi on the plane.
He could participate for heaven's sakes.
Yeah,
Anything else?
that'll do.
Okay, great. Okay, and then I have organized the tree planting for Thursday, April 21st in the afternoon with the Cannon Beach Academy students. And I don't have a time yet, but I'll get it. And we do have a Parks Committee before or during the 12 days, but it'll be, so we'll be able to kind of go over some of the last minute details.
We're to 5 at that location.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. And when I get a specific time, I mean, the school's very excited about doing it. And we'll get the time and we'll get them planted. And you have to be there and say your poem. So work on that before.
I'll try and squeeze into my schedule.
And then the other thing is Cannon Beach Shreds is scheduled for Friday on Earth Day from 10 till 2. Iron Mountain is coming back to do it. And I will need people to help with that during the event. Betty's got her hand up. Anita, you're going to be there, right? Cannon Beach Shreds.
What exactly is this?
It's Friday, the 22nd from 10 till 2 in the parking lot here at City Hall, by City Hall.
What's the event? I missed that part.
Cannon Beach Shreds. So a shredding truck comes and our local people come in and get their shreddables. Some companies participate in it. And it's the one event that we ask for donations. So, but we need people to help take the stuff from the people and bring it to the shredding truck. So it does, it's a little bit labor intensive.
Yeah. So are you looking for just shifts or are you looking for the entire 4 hours?
Well, I know that some people will be working, so they won't be able to help. So anybody that can stay for the duration, I would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
just a mere 4 hours. And the sun is always shining.
Of course it is.
Not guaranteed.
Yeah. I will put it on my calendar, Barb.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. And then Stacy, you want to talk about the speakers?
Yeah.
What you've done with that?
So Barb and I were talking about speakers, and I reached out to Angela Benton from Friends of Haystack Rock. They have a library lecture a lot of months of the year, and asked, since it's going to be virtual anyway, asked if they would be willing to share a couple of their lectures that were really well attended, that people really liked. And they very graciously have allowed us to use 2 of them. One is a lecture on sharks, which people said was excellent. And the other is the most recent talk that Katie Volke gave. And she's always such an excellent speaker. So we could either have them up and I need to talk to you about that, Kelsey, whether we have them up at a specific time or if we just have them linked from the city website so people could watch them anytime during those 12 days.
Yeah, I don't know the technical requirements to just air it at a certain time.
Okay.
If they have it on like a YouTube channel or something,
And they sent us the link too.
Right.
It
Yeah.
may be easiest just to link directly from there, because I don't know if it's already a recorded video.
It is,
Know the constraints.
It is.
yeah.
They do it on Facebook.
Yeah,
Do it
I
Facebook
don't
Live,
know
yeah.
the constraints of how to re-air that at a specific time. I don't know if
Okay.
that's.
All right.
So,
I think it'd be
I would say, let's make it available whenever.
Yeah.
okay,
And
at some point during the 12 days, encourage people to watch it.
so does that sound okay with everybody since it would be virtual anyway? And
by all means.
okay.
Anybody have any questions on that? Okay, thanks.
If anything, I watch those, I think it's on Zoom.
They do it on Zoom.
Since I boycott Facebook.
But yeah, and they have it.
And so, and
can do it.
it's mobile, and if anything, maybe just talk to Angela about put up the links to where to have access to all of them.
She's already sent us
Good.
the ones that we requested.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have that information available.
Okay. Okay, and then a couple of other things with dealing with the 12 days. I think it would be a good idea for us to plan a tree planting and try to encourage adults in our community to partake and do it at the reserve at the Blackberry Project. So we have lots of open dates and times to do that. Does anybody have any suggestions as to when would be a good time during the 12 days to plant those trees?
You're gonna try and cut some blackberries before you
Yeah.
plant the trees?
Yeah.
That's part of the project.
Right. So the dates where during the 12 days where we don't have anything planned right now is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 18th, 19th, and 20th, and then Sunday through Friday the following week. And first off, maybe we should ask when city staff is available.
What are you gonna need us for? I mean, we can pick up your debris at any time.
Oh, would it be okay if we just went ahead and volunteer thing has changed so much during COVID, I've kind of forgotten. We can just go do it.
That's part of the project.
Okay, so,
It's this side of the gate.
Yeah, it's this side of the gate.
I'll make a pile of blackberries and I'll put out however many trees you want me to put out there and go for it.
okay. And in turn, you get us some equipment, we would do it kind of like we did the trail cleaning. You would bring us some tools and,
I can't say that if it's a Monday or Tuesday.
no, I know, that's kind of why I asked about
I
it.
mean, it's a matter of bringing loppers and a shovel, if you need.
So how would people feel about doing it on the Sunday during the 12 days? On the 24th?
24th,
That'd be great.
that's
Yes.
good.
Are you comfortable with that Sunday?
Well, I got about less than an hour to come and go with stuff.
Oh, we would make it quick for you. The rest of us.
I'll drop off some,
You can just drop off some stuff for them, then you can get out of there.
And then
pick it up.
let you know when you're done. Okay. Will that work for people?
Yes.
Sunday, the 24th.
Yeah.
What time do you want to meet Kirk there?
I'll just put I hate to leave the tools
Hate to leave school.
open without someone there for too many hours.
When's a good time for you? Like 10?
Yeah, anytime. I'm up there anyway doing my soup. I have to go to the soup water plant that day. I can drop off trees. They can just sit there and
Why
that would
don't
be
we,
about, that would be
why
about
don't we do it like from 1 to 4
9:00.
or
Whatever.
12 to 3? And I mean, I can meet you earlier if you need to.
Yeah, well, give me an idea of what do you want? Loppers and clippers and a fork and shovels or something? I mean,
Yeah.
We can put that in our car and drive it up there. I can meet you, Kurt, and
I don't think we want to make it too
I'm
complicated.
driving by there all day long anyway. And
Yeah.
I can finish up my day there. I get up, I close recycle at 4. I can be there anytime in the afternoon, 1 to 4, I don't care. 7:30 to 11 in the morning, but She says, it doesn't matter when the hours are. I mean, I go in and out of recycle 5 times on Sunday. I do a sewer plant and water plant, so I'm around.
Noon to 3?
Noon to 3?
Sure.
Noon to 3, everyone? Because we're counting on you guys to help. Okay,
So it'll
so,
be easy. I just go up there at quarter of noon and unload some stuff and
okay,
I can swing back there. Actually, it's a good time to take a break from recycle. Like at 3 o'clock, I'll go back up there, go back to recycle at 4 and shut it.
okay. So 12 to 3, tree planting and blackberry removal in the reserve. And then we'll have our marketer really push that so we get other volunteers besides just us.
It's not.
Spread the word.
Well, I guess someone might want to look at the scope of the project before that.
I think we have an idea.
Okay, yeah, because it's not, yeah. I don't know how many trees you want. Like I said, there's 25 trees going there right now and it's as big as this room.
So what would you guys suggest? How many trees should we plant?
10?
I'm trying to,
10?
my suggestion is, I'm trying to do it in a roundabout way is
Just tell us.
none. There's
Just clear the blackberries
There's not
and
enough trees growing there. It's the areas as big as this room.
Okay, well, I thought the idea was to use some of those trees that
You
we
can
have.
certainly use some. I'll give you 5 or 10 cedar trees.
Yeah, let's get a few cedar trees planted in there.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll bring up 5, I'll bring up 6 cedar trees, maybe 7. I'll think about it.
okay. So the main thing is we're going to get rid of the blackberries.
Yes.
The tree planting is secondary.
Both are worthwhile endeavors, you know.
Okay.
10 years from now is not, well, of course, the trees will figure out themselves and
Yeah.
some will die, so that's fine.
Okay, so 6 trees, lots of blackberries.
Maybe 7, I have to think about it.
Okay,
Under that.
okay. Any other comments on that? Okay, so we're going to have a busy weekend.
Anita,
Yes,
Yeah. Hi. Betty and I, when we met and had our wonderful meeting, had an idea of giving away trees for people to plant as part of the street fair.
and that's
We weren't
something we've
sure.
done in,
We've done that a million times in the past.
yeah.
Okay, well, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Thank you.
Yeah, but we don't have any trees right now, so.
We have those seedlings.
A few.
So you, Anita, you and Betty are planning on having a booth of your own, right?
yes.
So if we have seedlings, that would be a good place for us to give them out.
That's what we were thinking.
Okay,
I'll tell you, my recollection is we didn't have a whole lot of takers on those.
No,
So
they were giving them away the last.
that's what I mean.
we had-
Yeah.
Like, please take these. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, thanks. No,
I had
take
to-
them,
I had
take
to
them.
deal with about 50 of them one year. And
I know.
put in pots and some died.
Yeah.
It was kind of frustrating how
Yeah.
few they gave out, but
Yeah.
because some of the participants that come to the street fair are travelers and, you know, look on what I brought home from Canada,
That's true.
and we don't want to waste them.
it's a
That would
feel-good
send
thing,
the-
but I don't know how effective it is as
Yeah.
far as new trees being planted.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to send the wrong message.
Well, it was
So-
my understanding that there were approximately 80 red cedar saplings that were needing homes. And so that's where the idea came from.
Well,
So I don't
well,
know what the
with-
city has planned for the 80 little saplings.
Well, I have 25 of them potted up for our future use, including tree planting for the kids at Earth Day and at the cache site.
Okay,
And the other 40 or so have already been given away
Okay, great.
and they're to be planted in town.
Great.
okay.
Staff,
Sounds
I
like you have
didn't,
home.
I didn't anticipate. First of all, I don't know if I wanted to keep them in a bag for 3 months before Earth Day, if they'd make it or not, and staff said, we'll plant them on private property around town, so they have.
Okay,
It's on the car.
So there's been successfully 40 trees approximately have been given away and planted within town by,
okay, so we need to remember that for documentation.
it's an informal,
City.
it's informal situation, but
And I gotta use a whole slew of them up on the north side. When we got that section of alders we're gonna be removing.
Okay,
And it's been dictated, I gotta plant back some cedars.
I do have,
Areas.
so that I do have, 50 or 60 total trees, 40 or 50, but they're in pots, which I don't want to give them away.
Right.
That's because I potted them.
Okay, so I think the plan is if we have some remaining, we'll have you guys give them out at your booth at the street fair.
Okay, sounds
Or
great.
if you could approach Greenwood and ask them to give us some more seedlings, but not, they tend to, if you ask for a few, Mark Morgan's tends to give you a couple hundred.
Yeah.
I'll shoot a text to Mark and see if he can get me some seedlings, maybe 10 seedlings.
Right, yeah, let's,
To give away, or
Right
20 years.
before the fair itself, so they'll be fresh, and I'll see what I can do. I can't guarantee anything.
Okay.
But Mark's not in the business of handing out 10 trees. Try.
No, it's really hard to get less than 1,000. I mean.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so we'll kind of, and then we'll judge. At the end of the 12 days, we'll always do a really good evaluation, and so we'll evaluate whether or not that's a successful part of the street fair. Okay?
Okay, great.
Everybody okay with that? Okay, and then the other thing that I wanted to discuss about the 12 days is whether or not we institute the Gaylord Nelson recognition. And Stacy is right now the current Gaylord Nelson award winner. She's kind of been hard to get the hat back from her. She's kept it for a couple of years.
That's right.
And, but I think it's time that we go through the process again. And I know we have Jan on the line, and I was wondering if we agree that we need to nominate another person and honor them this 12 Days of Earth Day. I was going to see if Jan would be interested in organizing that. So we're going to unmute you, Jan. And first off, does the committee think it's a good idea to reinstitute that honor?
Sure.
Yes.
Stacy?
Yeah, sure.
Get rid of the hat.
I've been keeping it very safe from
Yes.
Kelly
From Cali,
for
right?
years.
So Jan, are you there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Sure.
Yes.
We can hear you. So.
Yeah, we'd be glad to. ECAP usually does that, and we'd be glad to help and organize that and get the little box back in City Hall and put up some flyers.
Okay. Trevor?
The box.
And then we can,
Sort of a
we have a
ballot
box.
box.
She takes care of all that.
Okay, so I just
A
have to.
suggestion box out on the counter in the.
She makes a little box, people put nominations in it.
Just let me know when you have the box ready and I can pick it up and.
One of us will drop it off.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, City Hall's open now, so we can
Yeah.
come back in.
We are.
So Jan, you want to head all of that for us?
Yes,
Okay, thanks very much.
gladly.
And then in terms of when we announce it, normally we would do that during the potluck. We're not going to have a potluck this year. So do people have ideas about how we would present? Because we have to have a ceremony.
Do you want to do it at the street fair or at the parade or?
Well, one thing is that traditionally, as you would probably recall, the Gaylord Nelson awardee and the mayor carry the banner
That's right.
at the
So we need
front of
to.
the parade. So in some sense, that's a public announcement of it.
So what if we do the presentation during our regular April meeting?
Oh,
Because that's
Yeah.
before the,
Okay.
that's before the parade, and we can have the award winner attend the meeting if they can, and that way people can see it if they want to watch the committee meeting. Will that work for, that a good idea for everyone?
Sure.
Jen, you have any questions? And I kind of put you on the
No,
spot
that's
for
fine.
volunteering, but I thought you enjoy doing that, so,
Yeah, that sounds good.
okay.
We can, whoever we select, and we can just call them from the selection meeting and say, guess what?
Or we could have that person here so that, because we have a crowning, if you remember.
No, I mean, just once the selection is made, let them know right then.
Oh, I see. So that.
So they can make themselves available.
Yeah, plan to be at the meeting. Good. Okay. that work for everyone? Okay,
Good,
thanks, Jan.
thank you.
Anything else for 12 days?
I just have one question. So HRAC is on the beach every day, right? So
So we'll put those, we'll put that on the schedules. And I thought for the days where we absolutely didn't have any, official events that we could do like we've done on in the past 2 years, is post something on the city's Facebook page, and I'll take care of that. Just something people can do to help protect the environment during the 12 days. Just kind of a added emphasis. And I'll work with Les on that too.
Great.
So this is, it's a little kind of baby steps as to getting back to the full 12 days with something going on every single day.
Remind me if there's an official solve event during that
There
12
is
days. Okay,
on that Saturday,
Ah.
23rd. Yeah, that's going to be a busy day. Yes, HRAP or Friends of Haystack Rock and Solve are working together on a beach cleanup.
On the 23rd?
Yeah,
Holy moly.
I know.
that's what we needed, huh?
Yeah. And I think in future years, we'll do a better job of kind of coordinating so we don't have everything happening on one day, but I think that for this year, we're just trying to get it going again, and we'll do a better job next year. Okay, anything else on 12 days? So make sure you keep working and on, reminding your street fair participants, getting the paperwork in and
Yeah, and
all that.
Betty sent me her list of participants, and I will officially send them the invite.
Okay.
It's kind of the city staff liaison. So Bob, if you end up with people who want to participate in the parade, just send me their contact information and I'll send
Good.
out the materials that they need.
Good.
Okay. So thanks, city staff for.
I'll get you an initial. Yeah, actually, I guess you want everything at the same time, so you can send them out,
Well,
or,
I mean, we may get some kind of participants who decide to sign on later. That's
okay,
against that. The sooner the better, obviously, for
okay,
staff time and then for
Sure.
the group's planning time,
Right.
to make sure they've got volunteers and whatnot to
Yeah.
participate in street fair or parade or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, there's nothing that says
Okay,
you can't sign up a couple days before if you decide you want to do it.
right. Okay. Okay, so then we're ready for good of the order. Anybody have any items?
I guess this is apropos of berry bush entanglement abatement, and that is, I'm always getting ads in my mail from DR who make mowers. Have we got equipment kind of like what they sell for mowing down? They've got a video showing somebody speeded up mowing about a whole acre of it.
What is it?
It's an outfit that makes equipment for mowing. Mostly not something that you would pull behind behind a tractor, but something that you can run like a lawnmower or something, but will chew up blackberries, whatever.
With brush on, that's what we use.
Yes. So it's always seemed like that was a good way. This is just to find a moment to bring that up out loud.
We have a mid-mount mower on one of the John Deere tractors. We have a brush hog that we pull behind a John Deere tractor. We contract with Thorson Construction. They have a mowing head that's off their mini excavator, which they can go up and down and around. And we've used them around the trails, and that's very effective, and it's freed up a lot of time for me. And we don't have a big field. I mean,
Right.
what you're talking about wouldn't work up in the forest reserve, except for TK going along the road with his mower and hitting blackberries.
Yeah, that's why I was bringing up
He could do that,
that
but
they've got that you can walk behind.
yeah, I don't know if there's any, they wouldn't get used.
Yeah.
That wouldn't get
Okay, that's the answer to the question.
much. I don't think.
Okay.
Great. Thanks, Bob. Anita?
Just everyone might know this, but I was up at Ecola Park Road and saw that there is work being done to reopen that road. Talked to a nice park ranger and he said the target date is sometime within the next couple weeks. So it'll be
Good.
open to vehicles again and
I
back in
didn't
business.
think that would happen that soon.
I didn't either.
That's good news. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
So any other good of the item orders or good of whatever, you know what I mean? Good of the order items? Okay, then the meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone.